If you've ever felt wobbly or unsure on your bike, you're not alone. In fact, the vast majority of riders are extremely nervous at slow speeds. You see, slow speed control isn't about balance, and it's definitely not about dragging your feet. It's about learning one skill that puts you fully in charge of your motorcycle, even at 0 miles per hour. And today, we're going to slow down the slow ride and build that skill together. Here's the thing, most riders avoid 0 to 2 miles per hour at all costs. They'll coast with the clutch pulled in and their feet down until they stop, or they'll drop their landing gear just long enough to get back up to cruising speed. But that speed, between 0 and 2 miles per hour, the one that makes your heart race, that's the most valuable speed you can master. Why? Because it's the true test of whether you're in control or your bike is. This is a drill you can practice every time you ride. You don't need cones, you don't need a huge parking lot. Just 10 minutes a day can completely change how you feel about going slow, and it puts you in full control. I think we can all agree that our bike doesn't need us at cruising speed. We've all seen the videos of riders who've fallen off their bike and the bike just keeps going without them. But at 2 miles an hour, our bike is 100% dependent upon us and our skills. And if we've got no skills, we better be strong. I think that's why motorcycles are so intimidating. They're heavy, and that's most likely where the idea of getting a bike we can hold up, pick up, and balance with both feet on the ground comes from. But what if there was another idea that didn't require us to brute force our bike? What if there was a skill that would prevent us from ever having to manhandle our motorcycle? Would you invest the time to learn it and master it? What if this skill made you better at tight turns and U-turns and maneuvering in tight spaces? What if this skill increased your confidence and reduced your fear on your motorcycle? What would be the payoff necessary to have you invest the time to mastering this skill? For me, the prospect of never having to manhandle my bike and being 100% in control in tight spaces was enough motivation to spend 1,000 miles mastering slow speed skills in a parking lot before I ever rode on the road. And what I learned by doing that is the reason I'm sharing it with you. So let's dive into the drills that will have you go from avoiding slow ride altogether to making a game of slowing down your slow ride every time you throw a leg over. Now with the slow ride, we're going to practice this without the rear brake. And you can see I'm going about 1. My throttle is steady. I'm using my handlebars. And you just want to practice this up and down the street, bringing the front clutch in and out, so you can get used to going super slow on your motorcycle. And the benefit of that is we get to learn how much clutch we actually need to keep our bike moving and straight up. So there's power to the rear wheel, very consistent throttle, and I'm just going tiny bit into the clutch, and then I pull it back. Then a tiny bit into the clutch, then I pull it back. Now if I just keep it like right before 1, like a little bit, a half, I can keep the bike going and just use my handlebars to make the bike go down the street. But we need to get control like this of our motorcycle, because this skill right here is invaluable. Going this slow with your motorcycle is actually very important to learn. So what I'm saying is practice this speed up and down your street or in a parking lot, wherever you can, every time you're on your bike. Because what you want to do is every time you feel like you need to move, instead of putting your feet down, you want to let the clutch out a little bit. Not a lot. You can see my speed is not fast. I'm still going between 1 and 2 miles an hour. And every time I need it, 2,000, which it is. And if I leave it there, then every time I touch the clutch, it gives me power immediately. See, you can just go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out with the clutch. So I'm going to turn around up here. Oh. Now my street is 18 feet wide exactly, so I have to do kind of a tight turn to turn around. But again, we want to bring this clutch in so I can feel the friction. And when you can feel the friction in your motorcycle, this is what keeps your bike up. And you need to be able to feel that. Once you feel that, you are the person that's 100% in control of your motorcycle. And you want to practice going 0 to 2 miles an hour with your clutch only. So my foot is not on the brake. I'm certainly not using the front brake at this speed. And I'm just getting comfortable with the clutch. Now if I want to go faster, just let the clutch out a little bit. Let the clutch out a little bit. Want to go up my driveway? I let the clutch out. See, the throttle stays the same. I want to pull into my garage. I put my foot on the brake for control. And I pull into the garage. Then I let the foot down. Then I pull the clutch in. Then I bring the throttle down. Bring the throttle up. Now I need the handlebars because I always take off really slow, but now I'm in 0. And I'm just barely in 1. Go in 1. This driveway's a little bit uphill, so I'm actually using my handlebars because I'm going so slow. And I'm also used to doing that. But I'm going to try and keep them straight on this flat part and stay in 0. Here we go. Now 1. Now 0. Now 1. Now 0. Now 1. Now 0. My neighbors are going to be wondering what the heck I'm doing because I'm coming up their driveway on my motorcycle and they don't normally see me do this. So what we're trying to do here is use our handlebars rather than speed in order to keep us going straight. So it's a steady throttle in the preload position and just slightly into the clutch. And you only use the clutch when you need it. And then you come to a smooth stop at the end.
So as we always say, you want to be going slow enough so you're having to correct with those handlebars. So you're learning how the bike moves at such a slow speed that you have to correct. RPM's nice and high, rear brake wins, set your foot down. Watch the foot come up, good.
And I want you to stay steady in the clutch, barely into steady in the throttle, barely into the clutch. And I want you to purposefully turn your handlebars so you're getting used to that feeling. And then a smooth stop right at the end. Think about it. If you can stay steady at walking speed, even at a standstill, there's very little your motorcycle can throw at you that you can't handle. That kind of confidence doesn't just happen. It's built one practice at a time. And the best part, you're not doing this alone. Our community is out there tackling the same drills, celebrating wins, and lifting each other up. So jump in, join us, and let's master this one together. If you found value in this video, please like, comment, and share it with someone you know who would benefit from a more confident, slow ride. And if you want to increase your confidence and reduce fear on your motorcycle, check out this next video in the 10-Minute Challenge series.